Buddy. Oh. G'day everybody, while I wait for you all to get in, I shall get this set up the way it needs to be. Please, obviously, always, if there's any questions that you got, just ask. Happy to accommodate whatever it is that you come up with. Share it around your different groups if you wish to as well. Why isn't it playing? Can you see the screen all right? Got a little issue on here, I think. Hang on one second. Can you guys see? Oh, you can. Oh, okay, cool. Must just be mine. All right, no dramas. Well, let's I'll just drag this back over here and blow this up nice and big. That's a bit weird. It just seems to be when I try and watch my screen of me to make sure it works, it's not working. So as usual, guys, this is brought to you by FTX. Why? Well, FTX is the platform that I do most of my trading on. It's got the best order systems out there as far as I'm concerned, and I'm willing to say it. So we're going to go through and do a perp scan and just see what we can find and make a bit of a watch list out there. So what have we got with Bitcoin? All right, so lower high, lower low, daily downtrend. But let's have a quick little sticky beat here on the weekly, because that's what I've been focusing my attention on with Bitcoin's pullback. Of course, if you look up here on the daily, you saw the support, right? We'd spoken of the support for quite some time, and I also spoke to a pullback if it broke. So if it broke that level, I thought I'd see we might see a pretty quick pullback, and we did. Now it's about working out where to from here. Now, for those of you that are my members, I did tell you that I was buying it. I think it was 10,550. I took some profits from Serum, which was very good to me, and bought back in at 10,550. I think it was 10,150, and then 10,050. So staggering my orders to scale into the position. So I'm fully in now, back into Bitcoin at good levels. Well, time will tell if they're good levels or not. Now, before you ask about the CME gap, do I put any attention into it? Do I give it any validity at all with my trading? And the answer is no, I do not. I couldn't care less. I did trade when I traded the S&P, the Nasdaq, the E-mini. That is the Nasdaq. So that is the S&P and the YM. I would often trade a gap strategy, but I had it automated. It was for the TF or the Russell. I would trade that strategy pretty much every day that the gap occurred over a certain perimeter. I don't use it at all when it comes to crypto. Never have. Because I don't see it as being any value. Sure, the gap might fill, but there's no timing as to when. It's just it might feel like they fill. Okay, cool, whatever. Don't care. It does not factor into any of my thought process at all. Good, I guess. So yeah, just wanted to get that clear before I get asked that. So, why was I buying at 10.5, 10.150, 10,050? Well, because it's back in the cradle zone. I staggered the orders in, and we've got a beautiful little bullish candle in the cradle zone right now. But don't forget, we still got about 6 days to go on that. We are not out of the blue. We're not out of the woods yet. Ultimately, I'd love to see this candle not be small. I'd like to see it go a big bounce candle. It's for me because selfishly, I'm already in the market, and for me, I've got my trade, and I bought the pullback. Often Bitcoin goes bing, bang, and it moves really, really hard. Now, if you go back through one of my videos here on YouTube, you'll see, I think it was yesterday, I did an analysis of Bitcoin back in 2017. I kept saying July. It was actually September, which is when I bought at 3,000. Same sort of setup. So I'm pretty... I like the way the market looks. Now, obviously, my objective or my role is to trade. Sorry. And make decisions. That's better. I need to make decisions. Are they always right? No. But I've always got to make them. So, Yeah, I bought it as an investment, but the principles were based on my Fibonacci booster strategy combining with the cradle there. So you got to, what I say to people, yeah, it's spot. What I say to people is, they go, oh, look, I don't want to be a trader. I don't want to be a trader. It's like, okay, but learning about reading markets, it's not just by being active as a trader that's going to help you. It's market structure. There's a reason why I started to suggest a potential pullback, but we did move away. And I said the numbers the whole time, 10.5 down to 10. And I know, look, I haven't got a crystal ball. It could certainly pull back further, but for the time being, that's held up pretty well. And the reason is not because I see a short trade up here. You got to think about this, right? It's not because I saw a short trade. It's because I saw extension of the move and then it slowed down, and naturally the next thing is to pull back because that's what markets do. So it helps you know where to get in, where to get out, and have a bit of an idea as to what's actually going on and what the likelihood of further continuations are. So whether you're an investor or a trader, it's very good to know what market structures are and understanding how that works, and not just going to the silly cheat sheet thing that I see everyone posting, I don't know what they call it, the cycle cheat sheet. That doesn't tell you anything. As far as I'm concerned, you've got to understand what the price is telling you. So where's my stop loss on that trade? There is no stop loss. It's an investment. It's not a trade. It's my points at which I'm buying Bitcoin at again. Okay. Do you take DXY in stock market as a correlation? I don't even know what DXY is. But no, I don't look to correlate with anything. I trade crypto. I focus on crypto. What's in front of me is important. As far as correlation, it doesn't, unless correlation only works if you've got a leader and a lagger. And we see that sometimes in crypto, but you've got to have the kahunas to take the trade. You've got to have the trade set up. So it doesn't really factor into how I trade. Remember what I talk about? It's just keeping it simple. USD. No, I don't. No focus, no interest at all. Okay, so Bitcoin right here, higher low, higher high, pulling back. Will I trade a cradle if it presents itself here? Personally, no. I just don't want to carry that risk at the moment. It's a very nice little pullback, though. The next one, certainly I would trade. So I want to see this go higher high, get some good cyclicity there. Then I'm pretty interested. Let's just see on the fibs now. I know you haven't learnt this strategy, but yeah, it's in around the 50. Could come back a bit further. But there's not really too much. I mean, if you're dead set keen to get in these lower time frames, then the 2 hour has got the moving averages in the right order. There is opportunities there on that 1 hour, right? Get a little bullish candle in there. It could provide something. Let's see how we go throughout the rest of this list, because I think we might find some things. You can see across the top 10, majority is down at the minute. Here's our perp list. What's my stop? No stop. It's an investment. It's an investment. So the Bitcoin positioning is positioning for Bitcoin. I took profit out of Serum. I moved it into USD. Then that USD, as the market started to fall, and I think it was Thursday night, it was midnight when I raised those orders. I raised them, they got filled. I'm happy to be buying Bitcoin back. So I had I had US dollars in the market. I waited for my entry points. I got it. So I like, at the moment with this trend being the way it is, I'm happy to be fully invested. No issues whatsoever. Okay, so ETH. A bit of an emphasis on the weeklies you'll see throughout this scan. Why? Look at the trends. Higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, pulling back into the cradle zone, just like it did here, just like it tends to do when we get trends, right? Good trends. So I'll keep going back to that because that perspective does help. Now if I come to the 4 hour, I'm going to go lower. Look, I'm going to pop that in. And the reason I'm going to pop that in is because if it does break above, a pull back in, and don't forget, things can change very, very quickly. If it breaks above and pulls back, yeah, I'll be looking for cradles in that region, whether it be the 2 or the 4. I'm not too concerned at this stage. Just follow the rules. Cardano, very much the same here. Higher low. If we break up through here, we will have a higher high. Look at the weekly. Let's pull back a little bit deeper. We'll go back and we'll go lower to the 1 hour. 1, 2. Potential for a breakout trade. If you don't know what that is, don't worry. But a break above and a pull back in. Again, is why I shall pop this puppy into our list. Looking to plan the trades before they occur. That's what my buying of Bitcoin was. It was, if it does XYZ, I'm happy to buy here, here, and here. In this particular case, if we do see a trade set up or a break above this resistance, pull back in, I'll happily look at trades in that vicinity. Why? Oh, because I'm planning it out. Just look at this on the weekly. Yes, okay. Last time, weekly, boom. Not there yet, not there yet, not there yet. Alright, nothing there for algo. Alt perp, yep, there's a level right there once again. Throw that up on the one. So I'm focusing on the lower time frames at the minute. That's actually starting to solidify that level quite nicely. Again, a break above and a pull back in if you don't have that Bitcoin breakout strategy. And if you don't have the strategies, guys, go get them. You know, we're not overpriced. They're bloody, I've been doing this for 15 years. I'm good at what I do. They're checklist based. If you don't like it, you've got a 10-day money back guarantee. Fill your boots, knock yourself out, and you can get a lot more out of these scans. Up to you. It's not a sales pitch. It's available to you if you want it. Resistance, a break above, a pullback in, or Fibonacci boosters or breakouts, depending on the strategies that you have in your toolbox. Keep going. Atom, not too interested there. The weekly potentially. Yeah, it's got a lot of work to do though, doesn't it? Bitcoin Cash is a bit of a mess. It's back down on this lower end of this consolidation, which has been hanging out in most of the year. All right, most of the year. That was a big movement, was that? Oh, that was back at the end of last year. That's right. We have a lower high, lower low. It's pretty ugly. I won't trade it until we get down below here. If I'm going to look for shorts, and it's just very sideways. There's nothing much to it. Binance, geez Louise, how volatile has this puppy been? Look at this. Boom, 20% up. Don't forget yesterday as well. Look at the volatility yesterday. 15.5% on that candle. Now it was a big messy candle. Look at how this chart has just gone out the back door. Right? It's just looking crappy. All over the show. What if I go lower? Still a bit messy. It's gone up and down on a whole full lot. I want to see it break above this 23. What is it? 23.53. Then we'll have a higher high. At the moment, it's not of interest to me. Binance is of zero interest to me. Bitcoin Cash, BSV, very similar to what Bitcoin Cash does. They're pretty similar. Check this out. Look, ba-boom, ba-boom. All the squabbling, all the fighting, all the nasty words between Mr. Ver and Mr. Right has them pretty much looking exactly the same when it comes to price. What do you know? Now, we got it out, downtrend, lower high, lower low, pulling back up into this region. If that was to set up a small bearish candle, then I might just have a little tickle on that for a short. That's tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Let's have a look at that. Don't forget there is support down here. Plenty of room. There's got to be plenty of room as one of the rules to have that one-to-one risk managed target achieved. Now, if I go lower, you might even be able to build a... Oh, no, I'm not interested. Little pullback there, but again, I want to see if I'm going to look for longs, I want to see the cyclicity better, and I just don't have that right now. It's just not good enough. Bitmax, very wonky donkey, very sideways, no real strong levels. Doge, there is a level there. So if we get convergent breakout, if we break down, pullbacks in. Keeping it very simple. It's one strategy we're talking about here. It's called the cradle. Speaking of cradles, those that took this short yesterday came up on my watch list with my members in the morning. Would have at least got one-to-one out of that. Okay, and the second portion would have been taken out today if they left that position open. As of right now, higher low, higher high, but by a bee's dick, it's not very much. It's not that interesting until you come to the higher time frames. You know, there we go. Let's look at the 5-day here. So far to go though. That's a problem. You know, like we've got to wait a long while for those to come good. So there's not much there for me on Dragon at this moment in time. EOS the same. If I want to show you a chart that's messy, this is a perfect example. Look at these candles all over the shop. Now, lower high, lower low, high, lower... Oh, it's just no thank you very much. I'm going to move straight past it. Ethereum Classic. Now, I'm not quite sure what happened over here, but by Jingo, by George, look at this. Boom! I think it happened on one candle on the 15 too, wasn't it? Oh, maybe it was 2. Holy Toledo, Batman. Down 11, up 20, down 8, down 10. Wow, don't want that. Not sure what happened there. Something obviously on Ethereum Classic. Thankfully, it's out of the way. It's just very sideways again. And with sideways, I'm looking for trends, remember? So with sideways, ain't nothing for me to do. Exchange prep also looking a little bit laggy. High, low, no trend. Higher, low potential, but there's no trend. Hobby. Messy chart. Go straight past it if it's messy. Leo, messy chart. Go straight past it if it's messy. Is entry bet on higher time frame instead of going into a 15-minute chart, which could get choppy? Yes and no, Chris. It comes down to trading style, really, mate. You know, you've got to consider that if you do get a lower time frame trade, the position size will be larger. Therefore, you can get one-to-one faster. Therefore, you can also get stopped out faster. But also, because your position size is larger with a tighter stop loss whilst managing your risk, if you do capture a very good move, you're capturing a big amount of money, you know, because you are trading a larger size position. So, horses for courses. There's a time when I will trade the 15, and it's usually in the high liquidity markets like ETH, XRP, Bitcoin, that sort of thing. But yeah, just feel it out. Higher time frames give you more time to think, consider, and go through those checklists. So it can be better, and that's what comes down to what I teach in the first part of the course, which you guys have got access to or been to, which is about planning the sort of trader you're going to be. Now, you might change it over time. You might go from intraday to end of day or whatever it may be, or higher time frames, but it's about really understanding what's going to be best for you. There's no right or wrong answer. You just got to have the right structure and the right liquidity. I'm going to mark in this level on Litecoin, but it's just going to be a reference point there as well. Okay, Matic. The problem I've got with Matic is that once again, yes, there was a big waterfall sell-off, but look at chop. It's not really what the doctor ordered for me. Again, and look, you're going to see this become quite frequent throughout this scan. A lot of higher lows coming into play. So this is why I say like the market. I did the podcast saying sort of said the market looks poised, and when I say it looks poised, it's because so many of these major markets have higher lows. If we push up through these higher highs, which is at this point, we do have that 4-hour reversal of trend. And if you look over here, from this low to this low, we're also divergent. So it starts to really show us that there might be some buying coming back in. I'm not interested until those trends do come into fruition. But it ain't happening just yet. But there's so many. Here's another one, mid cap. You know, look, higher low. There's a high. I'll pop that in again. It's got more time than the oven required there. You know, it needs to get itself sorted out. This will look pretty good in the weekly, I'd suggest. Yeah, look at that. This is what the markets needed, right? Markets are like humans. They breathe in, they breathe out. And so on and so forth. And this is the breathing in. This is a woo. That's the, okay, I need a rest. And they're all doing it. Well, the ones that are trending are looking fantastic. The ones that are not, well, you know, we're pulling back into that mean on the weekly. Will we come out of it? I don't know. At some point we will. Will it be higher? Will it be lower? I don't know. Look at OKB. What an absolute mess. Shit perp. Look at this on the weekly. Booyah. Straight in that hole. Perfect. Nothing there for me just yet. And again, you know, look at this higher low. Taking a lower time frame entry onto that weekly move, if you get that right, and it does kick onto a weekly move, wow, you're going to see some beans coming straight through your FTX accounts. By the way, if you haven't got your FTX account, you want 10% off your trading fees by the description below. If you want to learn how to manage your risk on the platform, going long or going short, also in the description. That's an important one for you to watch. You need to know how to manage your risk. You need to know how to use the platform and how to raise orders. Again, higher low potential. We haven't got the higher high. Again, another one poised, potentially ready to go. Now, I've been watching Tron a bit. Here's the reason. Boom, pull back in. Now, one of the other things that I also teach is that when candles start to get really big, okay, when the candles start to get really large, when you're in a trade, it can be a really good time to start to scale out a bit more. Case in point, candles got big, pull back. Obviously, these got really big, start to take some profits because it's likely that you will see a pullback after that. It's when the volatility hits a fever pitch and then often it comes off very, very quickly. And that's what we see very frequently in crypto, so just be aware of your surroundings there. The reason I'm looking for positions here is that it has had a very clean pullback. That doesn't show so much of a story, but you can see here it's pulled back in. Let's go ahead and have a look down here on the 4. Higher low, higher high, but only just. That's why I want to see this market get going, you know, push on. Need a big wave of buying just to confirm that, give that confidence back to the market. Get us moving, get us moving. Tron, oh look, I can't really see too much right here. There's not really a level in here, you know. There really isn't. I'd like to see the cyclicity kick in a lot better. It's not there yet. I just can't justify anything there at the minute. XRP. Let's go lower. Yeah, there's a level there. What I want to see is I want to see it, and it's not a tradable level either. It's not a tradable level because look at there's a few spikes through it. We push above, pull back in. It's going in list. It's again, this is the planning stage of a scan. This is what I do. I plan out what I want to do if I see XYZ. High or low, nothing there for me on Tezos. Okay, here you go. Proof perp. Higher low, higher high. It's there. It's doing it. It's doing it. Cyclicity's starting to come in. Give me a little squirt to the upside and we'll have something. But we don't right now. Go to that weekly. See that pullback? A bit deep there. Oh, but look at where it actually pulled back to. Check that out. That's interesting. Old resistance became support for now anyway. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. Theta. Now this one, if anything, and it's not quite there yet. Look, low here. Boom, 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 boom. It's got a lot more work to do to build in and to break down. If it breaks down, pullbacks in, but realistically, I'll be coming back and assessing that again tomorrow morning. It's not close enough to being on the list for me. DeFi, higher low, break this high and we're good. Not there yet. Weekly, boom, in the cradle zone. Let's hope we get further in that march to the upside. Get those bulls back in town. Nothing there on comp. And look, I'm also very open to shorts. I just got to find good ones. Swipe, for example, you know, that's a nice little short there. And move. But don't forget, I can't trade that because it's already passed. So I got to wait and see when I get that cyclicity. See, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Right now we've got a lower high, higher low. We're in no man's land. It's just too much to have to deal with, really. Gold, very sideways. You know, it did have a very good run. Now it's become very, very average. It's hanging out there, but you know, not too much interest there for me. V-chain, flat as well. Caught between highs and lows and no trend. Impul. Now, didn't that sucker have a fall? 36 and 40. Boom. Nothing there now. It's got to sort its life out before I'm interested there. Dot, again, caught up in here. Not a great deal going on. No cyclicity. Sol. This did have some jolly good moves, didn't it? Boom, boom, 1, 2, 3. Back here as well. At the moment, again, you know, we've got the potential of a lower high, higher low, a lower high. Maybe it's got to break there before the trend's there. Lacking that cyclicity that I need. For those that took Meta yesterday, I know some of my members did on this pullback. Look, support. Lovely pullback into that level. You're in profit now. Simple stuff. Simple trade. Good little outcome. As of right now, there's no trade there for me. Okie-doke ball. Balancer. Doesn't add too much weight. Again, I don't know why. I get like an itchy face when I present. And maybe it's the jacket. I don't know. I seem to... Weird. Nothing there on Balancer. Rune. Look, this is looking quite nice. When you look at the structure... Oh, sorry. This is looking quite nice. When you look at the higher low here, it's clean, you know. If we can see that on the 4, you've also got it on the 8. Just need to see it follow through a bit, and that's what we're waiting for the most part today, is to see if we get that follow through. I love to see it happen whilst I'm awake. If not, I'd like to wake up to that sort of move because it offers opportunity. I want to see good trends. In the same respect, we could see it slink off. Boo! And if it does, then I'm looking for those pullbacks. If I do get that, you know, if it breaks down through here, for example, I'll have a lower high, break through there, a lower low, get that cyclicity back. Give me some nice trend to work with. A trade shouldn't be hard for me to take. It should be very easy. It should be very clear, okay? It should be a chart where, you know, the way I do my trading is that I'll go through my checklist and I'll basically say, you know, if whatever I just can't say no to is what I'll take. Everything else is about elimination. All right, so that was relatively quick. Let's have a look at the list that we've got. ETH Perp, of course. I'll just recap what we've got here. I would like to see a break above this level. Boom, up through, pull back, and give me a cradle. That could be on the 1 hour, that could be on the 2 hour, and potentially tomorrow on the 4. But I'm really looking at the ones and twos. Cardano, again, resistance right there. Break above, pull back. Yep, looking for cradles off of roughly this area, coinciding with the cradle zone as well, of course. Alt Perp, same. Higher low. So here's a higher low. Push to a higher high, pull back in, and give me a cradle. 2 or 1 hour. BSV. Why was BSV here? That's right, the daily. Yeah, this is a put it on ice until tomorrow. Look, we are pulling back up into that cradle. The problem, it is a lower high, yeah, so it does fit. Small bearish candle in there might give us a short option. It's always nice to have a short option available, just in case, you know, you can raise the order, and if the market does go, bah, then that's what we're after. You know, a hedge of sorts. Okay. Beam BTC. If it's not listed on FTX, I'm afraid I can't. I won't be going to that one. Doge. So just keeping an eye on this level. It's not really the duck's nuts just yet. A couple of tests. It's got to build in, compact, break down, get that convergence where we need it to be. If at that point we get that, then cradles on the bounce if we get that. Mid perp, same as many of these others. You can see we've got a lot that's sort of brewing in the background. That's why I want to see the market pop higher, because if it does pop higher, then there's heaps of levels for me to trade off of. Again, a pop above, a pull back in, give me the cradle. We could have a lot of opportunity later on this afternoon, this evening, or tomorrow. At the moment, it's about watching those consolidations build, looking to see if we break, and if we do, waiting patiently for those opportunities. So guys, what have we got? That felt quick. It's actually been half an hour, which is generally the time that it takes me to do these. So guys, don't forget as well, as I said at the beginning, if you haven't got your account already, you get 10% off your trading fees by clicking on the link below to open that account. Watch the long, watch the short, and the risk management videos. That's what's there for you to learn how to use this platform. So you never come out of this and go, hey, whoops, how did I lose that much money? It's about understanding what you're doing and using margin responsibly. Have a fantastic day, and go back and watch that Bitcoin video, a couple of videos back, by the way, okay, on the YouTube channel. It'll give you an in-depth analysis of what I'm seeing as of yesterday on Bitcoin, and it hasn't changed too much today. Have a great day, guys. I shall see you again this time next week. Thanks very much for your time. Trade well and be safe.